My name is Udari Perera. I work as a product marketing manager and a senior marketing officer at WSO2 Lanka Private Limited. I joined NIBM in 2012, just after my A-levels, and graduated in 2014 with my advanced diploma and my higher diploma in management. I graduated from NSBM with my BSc in management, and I completed CIM after that. I'm about to start my master's as well. I've been in the IT industry for the past 6 to 7 years, and the IT industry is largely a male dominated industry. I was just 22 or 21 when I joined the IT industry, and actually, I got the opportunity from the career guidance unit because they sent my CV to Brandix I3, and I started my internship there. The 2 years spent at NIBM was one of the most enjoyable and joyous time because you're carefree and you're enjoying with your friends. You eat what your mother cooks you, you wear what your father buys you, and you learn and experience through your teachers. And at the end of the 2 years, you're dropped with a bomb. You have to start working. Me, I was extremely excited to get into the corporate world. And industrial training, I believe, is one of the most important parts of our education because learning through experience cannot be replaced with any content you find in any book. Like I said, I was extremely excited to get started. It was a new adventure, and I was ready to get started and be the next CEO in the biggest company in the world. The prospect of working with experienced adults, learning new things, wearing the cool clothes, and being able to learn things in a new environment was a new adventure for me, and I was looking forward to it. Most importantly, earning the money of my own was a dream come true. I was a very ambitious person. I was a leader in every assignment group. I was organizing all sorts of activities at NIBM, the cultural shows, the sports events, Aurudut Savil and Tansal. And I was bossing boys around for the large part of my time at NIBM. But while at many parts of the world where they hush down a woman who has leadership qualities, here at NIBM, I was able to grow and nurture my leadership skills, which really helped me to reach my true potential and to go out there to the corporate world and use those skills to actually do something and add value to the company that I work for. For an example, previously to WSO2, I was working at Salvation Technologies, which is a leading IT security company in Sri Lanka. And I was just 22 when I joined there. And I had to work with people twice my age. I was the youngest in the company, and I was handling the marketing department alone. Later on, I climbed up the ladder to become manager, and I was managing 3 people in my team. And we had to organize the biggest IT security industry event, which is the CIO Forum. I did that for 5 consecutive years. And the experience I gained through organizing activities at NIBM, getting involved in so many things, really helped to build my confidence and get those things done at South Asian Technologies. And if you're not getting involved in these activities, which is provided for you in a safe environment or with your peers, you need to get started now, because I guarantee you that that experience is going to help you in the corporate world. It's no secret that the work environment is now changing. Just in the last year alone, working and the work environment has shifted drastically. We are mostly working from home now. For me, who is in the IT industry, working from home concept is not a new thing. But for many people, especially in Sri Lanka, the concept of working from home is a new thing, especially for people in the manufacturing industry. And you are entering a world, a working environment where things are changing dramatically. we were forced to change, to adapt to the new working from home, the new normal. And most of us are still unprepared for what it all means to, enter into the workforce. And a lot of you must be thinking that, you enter to the workforce, you explore a few job opportunities, you find something that you're happy until retirement. I had friends who, at the beginning of industrial training, thought of this as just a 6 months assignment. You find something, a safe job, finish it, and then you just continue with your studies. Most of them, unfortunately, were my female friends. They were looking for safe jobs, and some of them, no joke, was looking for jobs where you can just wear a sari to work, like working in banks. But some saw it as an opportunity to learn and grow, and some were just excited to get started with earning your own money. I started my career at Brandix I3, now known as Sportive Private Limited. Like I said, the career guidance unit sent my CV to them and I was interviewed. I worked there for 1.5 years. You must be thinking what I was thinking at that time. Will I get a job? Will I disappoint my parents or my teachers? Will I be able to do something that I actually like? That was actually my biggest worry. Doing something that I actually like. You're at a stage in life which might scare you, like I was at your age. These all what if questions come to your mind. But how do you get started? At NIBM, you definitely get the foundation laid for you. When I was at NIBM, I remember right before we started industrial training, we got seminars from how to make your own CV, how to groom yourself, how to face an interview, how to talk in a work environment and behave, work ethics. And these really help lay the foundation for me, because these things are extremely important when you go there. From writing your own CV in a way that you will get selected to going for that interview and then start working, it's extremely important that you learn all of these things. And with NIBM, you get the foundation laid for you already. You just have to find the perfect place to work and get started. You need to think of the future as completely fluid and adaptive. You need to get comfortable being able to shape, and reinvent yourself, because you are entering the corporate world now. You might not be able to be completely yourself that is right now in the corporate world. Why? You must be 21, 22 now, and most of your life you have been a student, and now you are entering the workforce. Now, this might be the start of your career. You will face the first challenges. Now, the later, if you are a female, you might be able to relate with my experience. I am the only girl in the family, and when I was starting industrial training, my parents had a certain opinion of what sort of job I would need to do. It can't be HR, it can't be sales, which they thought what marketing was, and it had to be a job from 8 to 5 where I come home very safely. This is the situation mostly in Sri Lanka, and you cannot blame your parents because they think the best of you. But I was a very ambitious girl. I didn't want to do that. I wanted a career in marketing because I thought I have a creative mind and people skills. So I called a friend who was already in marketing, asked him to come home and explain to my parents that marketing is not all about sales, and I need to do something that I love, and which also helped me grow in my career. That was the first challenge I faced. Just because you've been always a certain way doesn't mean you are bound to be that way forever. Now, I was labeled as a very talkative girl who was always out there, too forward, and a lot of women who are very forward might really, be labeled in that way. Just because you are labeled the talkative one, the quiet one, the shy one, doesn't mean that you have to be that person forever. When you go into the working environment, you might have to change. For an example, my brother, who also studied at NIBM, was a complete opposite. He was quiet, he was shy, he wouldn't talk 10 words a day, even at home. Only with my mother, not even with me, his sister. But right now, he works as a salesperson in one of the top IT companies in Sri Lanka, and he is one of the top performing salesperson. How does a shy, quiet person becomes a sales person? I mean, sales is mostly talking, right? You have to change yourself and be whom you truly are inside when you go into the working environment. That is step one of reinventing yourself. You have to change your story. You have to change your story for the better. Take a look at your lifestyle. That is step two. You might be into certain hobbies, you might be a certain practices, you might be have certain friends, certain boundaries. Take a look at your lifestyle and see if the career that you have chosen is in alignment with your life. Do you have to change certain things? Do you have to cut off toxic people? Especially when you are a woman and you might have certain boundaries that you want to work with. That is okay. But see if your lifestyle matches the job that you have chosen. There are jobs that you need to go into the field. You might be already married, you might have certain type of parents, you might have certain type of education. Does your lifestyle match the career that you have chosen? And if not, it's okay because you have to change your story as well. That is step two in reinventing yourself. Step three, switch careers. Now, this you might find a little scary. But once you start working, you might work for 40 plus years for 40 hours a week. If you're not doing something that you like, you can switch career at any time. Now, there are so many opportunities in the world, in Sri Lanka especially. NIBM has the National Innovation Center, which offers a variety of degrees that were not there when I was at NIBM. That might not have been there when your parents were studying. Especially for females, fashion designing, languages, architecture, which empowers you to start your own company, be an entrepreneur. If the job that you have selected doesn't suit you, why don't you start something of your own? Become a fashion designer, create your own label, learn some languages, maybe, teach. There are many options available. And you can switch your career, especially at this age when you're just starting. If you feel like it's not going to work, you can switch your career. Because reinventing yourself means aligning yourself to something, doing something that you like. I wake up every morning with a smile in my face because I love what I do. Working for a global company, I have to work 24/7 a day. And I am okay with it because I love what I do. If you are a mother, if you are a wife, if you have to take care of your parents, it will be difficult to manage your life and your work life if you are not loving what you are doing right now. For an example, my cousin who started at NIBM with me, after a year, she thought this is not going to work. She needs to go abroad. So she went to Australia and started a degree in finance and accounting. After another year, she thought, okay, this is not working. I don't like finance or accounting. But she loved to cook. I was horrible in the kitchen. I only started cooking about a year ago when I got married. But she was a really good cook. So she started working in a small restaurant, supporting herself through culinary school. And now she's a sous chef in one of the top Sri Lankan restaurants in Melbourne. It's okay that if you want to switch your career, do what you love to do. And step 4, Give yourself a makeover. What you are right now, your image, might not really suit you when you enter the work environment. And I believe the way you look outside 100% reflect what you're feeling inside. If I come here today with messy hair and grubby clothes and unwashed face, I'm not going to be confident enough to talk to you right now. So if you go into a working environment where you are not confident, take a look at yourself, go in front of the mirror, see if you need to change anything. It's all right, and it's nothing to be embarrassed about. If you want to change yourself a little bit, a pair of good shoes might actually make you feel better about yourself. And it will give you confidence as well. NIBM provided us a special grooming session. I remember Mrs. Diana Karunaratna, who is a leading beautician, gave us had a seminar on grooming yourself. And that really helped me change my perspective of dressing when you go to an interview. I can still remember she told never to wear something dark on top and a light in the bottom. She always told wear something light on top if it's a blouse and a dark skirt. I still remember that after about 7-8 years because it really stuck in my mind. That sort of things really help you when you go there in the corporate job. And the last step is building your confidence. One thing we should all definitely use is more confidence. Confidence is like a muscle. You need to keep working on it. Sometimes you might, fear, but that's okay. Fake it until you make it. Have an alter ego where you feel awesome about yourself, like how Beyonce has Sasha Fierce or how Miley Cyrus has Hannah Montana. Have an alter ego where you can step into it and be confident and keep flexing it when you get a chance. When you go to an interview, when you have a speech to make, and if you are called to NIBM again to make a speech like this again, use that chance to build the confidence, because confidence is something you need to work throughout your lifetime. That is the last step of reinventing yourself. You as a student, is stepping into the corporate jungle will face many challenges. And reinventing yourself to adapt to those professional environment will definitely help you survive it. We live in a society which elected the first female prime minister in the world. But we also live in a society where the first female DIG who was elected is being petitioned to be unseated. That's the kind of society we live in, and that's the kind of society we face as women. And I'm not discriminating men, but women in my position, women might feel more, intimidated in the corporate world. But reinventing yourself and going through that process to face the corporate environment and facing those challenges will help you become a better woman and be valued to the organization that you work for. May it give you confidence to jump every hurdle and face every challenge that comes in your way. I wish you all the very best in your career, and if you need to reach out to me, definitely do so. And make sure that the 5 steps of reinventing yourself, work through it and build yourself into a better person that gives value to the organization that you work for. Thank you.